Coming up tonight on SLU News 22.
A blizzard hits the East Coast.
Bernie is gaining in the polls.
SLU bans hoverboards.
New iPhone leak.
Plus, national news and weather live from the Busch Student Center. This is SLU News 22.
Good evening, I'm Abby Parra.
And I'm Gabriel J. Gollub.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight, we're going to start the show off a little bit differently. Annie Eveker is going to catch us up on everything that happened over break. Annie?
As many as 11 tornadoes were reported to the National Weather Service as Texas residents braved the storm on December 26th. One tornado, with winds up to 180 miles per hour, blew through Garland, Rowlett, and Sunnyvale, killing 8 people, while another one, with winds up to 125 miles per hour, killed 2 people in Copeville. It was estimated that 1,000 homes and buildings were damaged and 50,000 were left without power at the height of the storm. The International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry announced on December 30th that thanks to U.S.-Russian collaboration, as well as scientists at Riken in Waco, Japan, 4 new elements have made their way onto the periodic table, with the addition of elements 113, 115, 117, and 118. The seventh row of the periodic table is now full. 2 men having tied with ISIS were arrested in California and Texas on terrorist-related charges. Both men are Palestinian-born in Iraq, who traveled to the United States having previously allied with terror groups. Law enforcement officers stated that there was no plot to carry out an attack in the United States and American citizens were never in danger. One of the world's most dangerous volcanoes, Yellowstone, could soon erupt, killing millions of people and affecting the climate worldwide. Supervolcanoes like Yellowstone can not only affect climate, but also food supply, transportation, and the economy. Scientists say that we are entering volcano season and that there is 10% chance that a supervolcano can erupt within the next 70 years. Mexican forces arrested drug lord El Chapo in his compound in Sinaloa. 5 men were killed during his arrest and 1 was injured. The 6 men were arrested along with El Chapo. El Chapo has escaped prison on 2 different occasions, once in a laundry bin and the other through an underground tunnel. The Mexican president said that he believed the recapture of El Chapo will restore Mexicans' faith in their government and justice system. The United States Postal Service will no longer ship hoverboards on its airplanes. Instead, the self-balancing boards will be shipped using ground transportation. The announcement came after reports of hoverboards catching fire and causing a safety hazard to consumers and USPS airplanes. The rock and roll singer, songwriter, and actor David Bowie passed away on January 10th following an 18-month battle with liver cancer. Celebrities were quick to voice their condolences and tributes for the performer. Bowie was known, among other things, for his theatricality, rebellion, and musical insight. Worldwide known actor Alan Rickman died on January 14th at the age of 69. Rickman is best known for his role as Severus Snape in the Harry Potter films, as well as villain Hans Gruber in the original Die Hard movie. Most people connected to the Harry Potter franchise shared their memories and sorrows upon hearing about Rickman's death. J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter series, stated that there are no words to express how shocked and devastated I am to hear of Alan Rickman's death. He was a magnificent actor and wonderful man. The Miss Universe host, Steve Harvey, announced the wrong winner at the pageant. Harvey read the card wrong, crowning the wrong contestant Miss Universe. Harvey declared Miss Columbia winner, but minutes later took her crown back, apologized, and congratulated Miss Philippines on her victory. Later that night, Harvey tweeted a formal apology for the mix-up.
We'll be right back with your national news and a first look at your SLU forecast. Stay tuned. And blocked train tracks continue to threaten to snarl travel in many East Coast cities this morning, days after a massive blizzard blanketed the region. So far, the storm has killed at least 15 people, grounded thousands of flights, and shut down travel in many of the nation's largest cities. Blue skies on Sunday offered residents a glimpse at relief and an opportunity to shovel snow and clean up flooding debris. But officials insist there is a great deal more work to be done. Government offices remain closed today as cleanup continues, officials said. One of the hardest hit areas along the East Coast was just south of Washington, D.C., where preliminary figures show snowfall in excess of 42 inches. Other notable snow totals include New York's John F. Kennedy Airport with greater than 30 inches, and Philadelphia with snowfall exceeding 22 inches.
According to a CBS poll, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is showing a slight lead ahead of his main opponent, Hillary Clinton. With the Iowa caucuses only 1 week out, Iowa is a heated area of competition for the two candidates, and Sanders leads. Although his lead is slim in Iowa, Sanders continues to hold a large lead in New Hampshire, almost 19 points ahead of Clinton. South Carolina, however, tells a different story for the candidates, though, as Clinton still maintains her hold there, leading by 22 points.
Meteorologist Bobby Stilwell is in the Weather Center with our first forecast. Bobby, what have you got for us this week?
Well, this week I can tell you we're not having 2 feet of snow, that's for sure. We're going to be having a very cold week, but we're looking at a possible warmth into the weekend, and I just love forecasting that. You can see right now across the area we have 40s for the most part, exceptions being, Festus and Chesterfield that are sitting at 50, but other than that, it's looking very interesting. And interestingly enough, here in Missouri, cloudy skies. You move over to Illinois, though, it clears up a little bit as you get up into Madison County, and then as you move a little further south, it completely clears up. And you're looking at very sunny skies. Tonight, we're getting down to 30 here at SLU. Cloudy skies. Winds are going to be very, very gusty. We're looking at east-southeast at 15 to 20 miles per hour sustained. So it would not surprise me if you need a heavy winter coat tonight if you're out and about. It's going to be very cold. Weather story, as I said, we have a warmth to this weekend for sure. We're looking at maybe even a run into the 50s. Week will be rain-free, but there is a soggy start to next week. A chance of it, but a good enough chance that it made it in my forecast. And of course, all that and more in my full forecast in a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bobby. Several hundred migrants forced their way into the northern French port of Calais on Saturday. Only 30 arrests were made and 50 migrants were able to board a ship after tearing down a barrier. Many of the migrants came from a refugee camp called the Jungle just outside Calais. This refugee camp is stationed on West Ground, and the living conditions are unsanitary. These unacceptable living conditions are said to have sparked the protest against the northern French port of Calais. The port was temporarily closed after the migrant invasion caused ferry delays between Calais and Dover.
The outbreak of the Zika virus in Latin America has made some governments take extreme precautions. On Thursday, El Salvador's Deputy Health Minister, Eduardo Espinoza, made an announcement urging women not to become pregnant until the year 2018. More than 5,000 cases of Zika were reported last year in Latin America, and there is still no vaccination available for the virus. El Salvador's first report of the case was in November 2015, and according to Espinoza, the first attack is always the worst, end quote. Which is why the health minister wishes to take such extraordinary measures.
Sarah Palin, former Alaskan governor, has endorsed Donald Trump for president in the upcoming 2016 election. Palin endorsed Trump in Iowa, which could lead to him gaining a significant boost in the days before the state's caucuses. Palin's endorsement is the highest profile backing for Trump thus far. According to the average of the 4 latest national polls, Trump remains the GOP frontrunner for the nation's first primary election, leading Texas Senator Ted Cruz by a margin of 31 to 26%.
Coming up next, your SLU area news. Stay tuned.
Student input is being sought in the decision for the furniture designs to be used in both of SLU's new residence halls, which will be open to freshmen and sophomores this fall. Students can visit the second floor of Pius Library from now until Sunday, January 31st, to view the different samples and can vote online for their favorites. All votes must be in by 11:59 p.m. on January 31st. Participants will be entered to win their choice of either a new Xbox One or a 42-inch television. For more information or the link to vote, visit www.slu.edu/an-student-feedback needed-for-new-storm furniture, or check out today's news link.
With news that St. Louis Rams will be moving to Los Angeles, Monica Ryan went to SLU's campus to see students' reactions to the Rams leaving St. Louis. Let's see what they had to say.
Hi, this is Monica Ryan out in the field today for SLU News 22. We're going to go around asking SLU students what they think of the NFL Rams moving to LA.
I don't really care. I don't think anybody really cares.
Did they really leave?
I didn't know they were moving to LA.
I'm a Chiefs fan, so, expanding the Chiefs' kingdom, I'm glad they left.
Being in Los Angeles, it's a more marketable team. They'll get better players, I believe. More people want to be in LA.
Well, I'd love to go to LA so they could take me with.
Being a Bears fan, I know that the Bears are like a key part of Chicago, as we're a pretty diehard football city. So I think that St. Louis feels the same way, and I think that they really should have kept the Rams. The Rams are an important part of the city. So
I think it's a pretty good deal for St. Louis, actually. I think we would have lost a lot of money in the long run.
Okay. I do a lot of homeless ministry, and I think it's kind of sad to see, that's a lot of jobs and opportunities like that lost.
Well, I feel like the Rams are a pretty central part to the St. Louis community, and it would be a pity to see them leave.
Thanks, Monica. The new residence hall is on track to open this fall to first and second year students. Pre-construction work began December 2014 with the project completion scheduled for July of 2016. The new residence hall will feature single and double bed suite style rooms with an estimated total of 450 beds. Classrooms, a conference room, study rooms, floor lounges, a chapel, a living room with a small kitchen, and an outdoor amphitheater are all included in the plans. Facilities Construction Services is coordinating the construction project with McCarthy, and they are keeping the SLU community updated on major events via Newslink.
The annual funding season for student organizations is quickly approaching. All CSOs must have their elections for the next academic school year completed by March 1st and sign up for annual funding hearings begin March 14th in the SGA office. For more information on the CSO funding process, contact Ronald Clark, VP of Finance, at sga.finance@slu.edu.
Starting today, all St. Louis University students, faculty, and staff are eligible to participate in the Iron SLU Triathlon. The goal of the Iron SLU is to accumulate Ironman distances of 2.5 miles of swimming, 120 miles of bicycling, and 26 miles of running during the 5-week program. Participants can accumulate mileage on their own at any facility and will self-report their totals weekly. The program is free and provides participants with a fun way to cross-train. All participants who actively engage will be eligible for raffle prizes. For more information or to register, contact Connie Datsgan at dastgahk@slu.edu.
According to the university's Office of Risk Management, the use, possession, or storage of electronic skateboards, more commonly known as hoverboards, are temporarily banned on all St. Louis University campuses, effective immediately. After deliberation, the university has made the decision to temporarily ban the devices until safety standards for them have adequately been developed and implemented across all models. The batteries in the devices can burst into flames, resulting in a metal fire that can burn with intense heat, according to the Department of Risk Management, as they stated that they are not willing to risk student safety and the safety of the community. If anyone on SLU's campus is currently in possession of a hoverboard, they are asked to make every effort to return said equipment to their homes.
TEDx SLU will host a day full of speakers, entertainers, and exhibitors this Sunday, January 31st, beginning at 9:30 a.m. in the Center for Global Citizenship. The event aims to inspire change and build bridges amongst the SLU community. The cost is $7 with a SLU ID if you want to buy tickets in advance, and $10 without a student ID or if they purchase the day of the event. Lunch and light refreshments will be provided. You can find out more information and purchase tickets by visiting www.SLU.edu/131-TEDxSLU-pursuit-of-the-truth. Coming up next, your work week forecast. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Meteorologist Bobby Stilwell is here with us now with his extended forecast. Bobby?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about this week. We're not having 2 feet of snow like our friends in D.C. are, which is nice for us, but kind of stinks for them. We're having temperatures, though, that are really comparable to their neck of the woods. We're sitting at 30s right now here in St. Louis. Well, at least for our lows overnight tonight will be 30s. But we're definitely going to be having a warm up into the weekend, and I'm really excited to be forecasting that for everybody who's watching. Right now at SLU, though, we are at 48 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. The dew point of 44 gives us a humidity of 84%. The winds, well, that's kind of a weather story in itself. The winds, south-southwest at 13 miles an hour, gusting to 15. So it's very windy out there, and it definitely did show earlier today. I mean, I'm out there walking around, and yeah, I can't walk around without my tie getting blown over my shoulder. So definitely very windy out there today. And the pressure 29.73 inches, and it is steady. Looking at our regional storm track here, you can see it's actually a very interesting weather story this week. We have 2 low pressure systems to our west and to our north, and both of which are bringing fronts to our neck of the woods. So this could be a real interesting weather week as these fronts collide. You've got a cold front off of our low pressure system to our north, and that warm front off our low pressure system to our west. Those can end up colliding and sandwiching together, creating a really interesting situation. You could get a stationary front out of this if conditions prevail. And then a cold front up north is bringing us some colder temperatures into the weekend. And across the area you see cloudy skies to our north and to our east, but to our southeast, they're seeing a few breaks in the sky. And looking nationwide now, you can see at the same time there's all our weather features right there. You got high pressure and clear skies that are dominating over in Washington, D.C., which is very nice for them. They're probably enjoying that, enjoying being able to clean up and get rid of all that debris from that massive snowstorm. Out to the west, though, you can see high pressure and cloudy skies dominate for the most part, and that is what is pushing our way and bringing us that warmth into the weekend that I'm very excited for. Tonight we're getting down to 30 degrees, cloudy skies, winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so you need a coat if you're out and about tonight. Tomorrow we're getting up to 33, skies clear out, the winds shift to west-southwest, still blowing 5 to 10 miles per hour, so that is very cold yet again. You need a jacket, maybe even a heavy winter coat if you're out and about. And looking at the 7-day forecast now, you can see that we move out and we end up with 33. We hold 33 until Wednesday. Skies do clear up. We cloud up again Thursday and Friday, which helps keep some of the heat in play. And then we end up going to 50s for the weekend, and that is what I'm looking forward to. Monday, though, there is a chance of rain, slight chance, but just enough that makes it into the forecast and something that I'm going to keep my eye on moving to the weekend ahead. So get out and enjoy the weekend this weekend because you're going to want to.
Yeah, I think we can handle it as long as we don't have a huge blizzard. So we're happy with that. Thanks, Bobby. Up next, a look into the world of sports and entertainment. Stay with us. Welcome back. The St. Louis University Sensations is offering children aged 4 to 11 an opportunity to learn a routine and perform at halftime of a Billiken women's basketball game on Saturday, February 27th. Participants will learn basic cheer and dance techniques during a practice session from 10 a.m. to noon in the pavilion at Chaffetz Arena on the February 27th. And then they will perform their routine at halftime of the SLU Rhode Island game that starts at 2 p.m. the same day. The registration deadline is Friday, February 12th. The $75 fee includes a uniform, pom-poms, and admissions to the game. Game tickets for family members are offered for the discounted price of $5, with children under 2 admitted free. Tickets will be available for pickup inside Gate B of Chaffetz Arena. For more information, contact Mary Kate Bartlett at mbartle2@slu.edu or visit www.slubillikens.com.
We now have Monica Ryan take a look at sports. Monica?
The SLU women's basketball team is having a monumental season with a record of 16-4. They've now won 6 in a row. A key player for the Billikens is sophomore guard Aaliyah Covington, who was named Atlantic 10 Conference Women's Basketball Player of the Week by College Sports Madness. This season, against the Dayton Flyers, Covington registered a career high of 21 points. This coming week, the Billikens have 2 tough conference games against George Mason and George Washington. The SLU men's basketball team had a rocky start to the season, going 5-7 before conference play started. The team is now 3-4 in conference, putting them at 9th in A10 standings. This upcoming week, the Billikens face the Dayton Flyers in Ohio, who are 15-3 overall. The Blues fell to the Colorado Avalanche on Friday night with a final of 2-1. With a first period finish of 0-0, the Blues had 10 shots on goal while the Avalanche had 8. At 2:39 left in the second period, Alexander Steen scored for the Blues off the right pad of Avalanche goalie Semyon Varlamov. With 54 seconds left in the game, McKinnon of the Avalanche tied it up and the Avalanche won in a shootout as overtime play remained scoreless. St. Louis is 3rd in the Central Division behind the Chicago Blackhawks and the Dallas Stars. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Monica. The Revenant, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, earned $16 million over this weekend, rising to the #1 slot on this weekend's box office. The Revenant's first 5 weeks in release saw only the 3rd place spot. The film is also leading with 12 Academy Award nominations. Star Wars: The Force Awakens landed in 2nd place this week with $14.3 million, bringing its record-breaking domestic total to $879.3 million. Following in 3rd place was Kevin Hart's and Ice Cube's Ride Along 2, earning $13 million, and in 4th place was Zac Efron's and Robert De Niro's comedy film Dirty Grandpa, earning $11.5 million. Ending the top 5 box office list was the horror film The Boy, earning $11.3 million.
This week, Apple blog 9to5Mac published images of what appears to be the new iPhone 5 SE. This new device's release has been rumored for several months, but these new images provide the most solid evidence yet of the validity behind the rumors. As shown in the images, the device would be comparable in size to the older iPhone 5S, but the new device would have more rounded edges, a Touch ID button, and the on-off button would be moved to the right side of the phone, similar to the new iPhone 6 and 6S models. The release of the device is expected to come alongside the release of the new iPhone 7 in the fall of 2016. So what is our weather looking like? You said it's going to be a little bit chilly, but nicer next week.
Well, we're starting off chilly for this week. Temperatures will be in the low 30s tomorrow and Wednesday, but we get a nice warm to end the week and go into the weekend. We're looking at run into the 50s Saturday and Sunday. It's looking absolutely beautiful out there. And then Monday, there's a slight chance of rain late Monday night, and we're going to drop to 48 for the high that day. But this weekend is one you want to get out and enjoy because we may not see this type of weather for a while. You know, it's very unseasonably warm, but I will take it as a meteorologist.
It'll be really great walking around campus and not being super freezing.
Exactly. You know, you don't have to wear 3 layers every time you go out.
Yeah, the worst part's when you get inside to your class or wherever, and it's just really, really hot all of a sudden. So
I'm
really,
you're sitting there having to take off all your layers.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
You're sitting there trying to learn, listen to the teacher.
That's why the trick is you got to buy the pants with the zipping off, zip off into shorts.
Oh.
And you just take those, take off the bottom pant legs when you go into a warm classroom and you're good to go.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
Didn't think about that.
That's why I'm here. Well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget you can always get the latest movie reviews and news online at slutv.slu.edu or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next week.